All right. We are hanging out. I need to make sure that you can hear me and see me real quick. We're hanging out, fireside chat, different location tonight. And let me make sure that we are up and running. Looks like it, though. Fantastic. You can hear me and see me. Let me know. Make sure you hit share on this so we can get as many people on as possible. We're going to have fun tonight. Going to share some things that I can't tell you, that I haven't told you on the air, some of the stuff that you won't hear anywhere else. And tonight's stick of the evening, by the way, this is the inaugural. I hope our good friend Junkman joins us tonight. Dick, I hope you're out there. I hope the Junkman joins us in the chat tonight. Uh, very good. Beautiful evening. It's perfect for this tonight, guys. It's just a perfect night. And I wanted to, I've been wanting to do this for a while. No rain. It's not too cold. The light's perfect. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, let everyone know in the family group. Let everyone know that we're here and hanging out. Sally, good to see you. Sally's always good about sharing stuff. Can you guys hear me and see me okay, though? Can you, hear me okay? I've got kind of a different setup going on here tonight, so that's why I'm just curious. Very cool, very cool. Gritter's anticipating knowledge from the fireside guru over on Locals and the Freedom Fam tonight. So, like I said, this is the first one of the season. More to come, maybe even some in-person versions of this. But I just want to come hang out and have a little fun, do a little chat, make a little noise, answer some questions, and you may have some. Drop them in the comments, drop them in the chat. Want to hear from you. You can ask me anything. Ask me anything. Stick tonight is like my favorite right now. The El Jefe. I know that's backwards, but La Roma de Cuba, El Jefe. And I wish I knew more about it. Maybe I could tell you. Maybe I could tell you some. Maybe I could tell you a few things about it. If you're interested. Connecticut broadleaf, match with Nicaraguan Cuban seed long fillers, completed by a zesty Nicaraguan binder, renowned and enjoyed by many for its medium to full body. So that's why I wish the Junkman was here right now. I wish Dick was in the house. Medium to full body strength profile. El Jefe has a large 58 gauge ring and 7-inch body. For a delightfully satisfying smoke, these chocolate brown beauties are available. Okay, that's just a sales thing. Anyway, hot day working in the yard, Bunny. It was like I'm guessing it was 80. We had the girls out here today, and they're playing in the sprinkler and running through the grass and having a good time. Summertime in Michigan, this is what it's all about. This is what we go through the entire winter for. We suffer. We make it through the entire winter for this. And thank goodness. Fantastic. Glad we're here. Hey, we're also streaming tonight over on YouTube, which is brand new. We've just started streaming there. We lost the channel a long time ago, but we are back on YouTube now, and I'm happy to hear it because we had a lot of these little clips from the show that we post. You might have seen some recently. Every now and then, if you see them come through the feed, share them or like them or whatever, but leave a comment. It always helps us get traction. But we were posting them everywhere. They go on Facebook, they go on Instagram, they go on TikTok from China, and they also go on YouTube. YouTube's got like a shorts is what they call it, YouTube Shorts feature. Well, I looked down one day to find out, to my amazement, that we've been posting all of this stuff. And over on YouTube, we've got like 4,000 followers almost. So I see a couple of folks watching on YouTube tonight. If you are, say, hey, jump in and say hello. Let us know who you are, where you're watching from. Everyone else do that as well. We know that you can hear us now, so that's good. I'm going to light this up, this bad boy. I'm toasting it. De la Roma da Cuba El Jefe. I hope Junkman makes it on tonight so he can partake with us. It's Father's Day weekend. Chuck, good evening. Chuck is hanging out over on YouTube. Good to see you, brother. I noticed Chuck's a booker. He's a Facebooker. He loves the Facebook, hangs out with us, and has mostly on Facebook for at least the last year or two. I mean, Chuck, maybe even longer. But he used to come in even early in the morning when we were doing the morning show in Detroit. Chuck, what is YouTube your preferred method now? That's interesting. I'm no judgment. I'm just curious. Woo! I'd say that baby's lit. Just got back from a 3-week vacation, Connie says, and everywhere was packed. I think our economy is doing better. I'm telling you, I was having lunch with a pastor friend of mine this week, and in fact, it's a place that I took another buddy. Hey, Shar, good to see you over on YouTube as well. And this restaurant's been packed ever since, like, last couple of weeks. Ever since I started checking, I just noticed this place is jammed, and there's nothing I don't want to say like there's nothing spectacular about it. It's just simple. It's good food. You're gonna get it fast. It's called Mr. Burger. I'm not gonna tell you anymore because I don't want you to catch me where I'm going. And but these guys are great. They're very nice. And they have breakfast if you want breakfast all day long, or you want a burger, or you want whatever you want. But I've noticed this place has been packed lately. I mean, it is jam packed. David says, backyard, let's go. Fire it up, guys. Fire it up. I love it. So I don't know if we get dinged on. Did I all of a sudden like switch? Am I like sideways now? Did something weird happen? Because that's how it's showing up on the streaming software here. What the heck? Hang on. I just was trying to check something, and I noticed all of a sudden like the camera is flipped. Let me see if I can. Around and see if that. Oh, that was the weirdest thing. I was gonna try and maybe find some music, play some music while we're hanging out in the backyard, but I'm not gonna mess with it now that I know it's acting kind of squirrely. Justin, do you have enough popcorn for the weekend? Oh, Dave, tell me what you mean by that, because I think I know what you mean. It's gonna be a wild weekend, that's for sure. I know that. All right, so now we're back. Sally says, "Are you flipping out? Are you flipping out? You're sideways." All right, now we're back. I don't know what happened. I guess it's all fixed now. But what's in that cigar, Sharon? Well, it's just cigar. There's nothing else to it. Looks like Rin Tin Tin from the side with that cigar, eh? Where are they? Is this where the cool kids are, Terry? Yes, Terry. Good. Welcome in. Good to see you. I'm sending ice to remove your buddy there. Uh-oh. Who's that? Liz went to Metro Hospital today. Hospital has the perverse gender flag under the USA and Michigan flag at the front entrance. I thought we were done with all that, but Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe we still have some holdouts out there. I don't know. I'm going out tonight, downtown Eugene, Jason in Washington. You take the chickens with you or they stay home? Cash on hand, Chuck says. Have some cash on hand. Yeah. Hey, thanks for helping us click share tonight. Facebookers, we are experimenting with stars. Now, one or two of you are really good at this and you love sending stars. And by the way, thank you for that. Thank you. I don't know anything about them, but Facebook is asking us to ask you to send stars. So if you like the broadcast, I guess it helps tell people that you really like what you're watching, and it pushes us out into the algorithm. So we got a couple of suggestions or requests tonight. And one that's, if you can, please help us share the broadcast if you can. And then two, and I did, by the way, I just remembered something earlier today. I got to make sure that I mention here in a minute. So remind me. But try to send some stars. See if that works for you. We're just gonna give it a shot. We're gonna experiment. I know YouTube's got that stuff, and Rumble's got it too. And honestly, I don't know all of the different ways that the platforms work, but I'm learning. I'm learning some of that stuff. I think we have to kind of dig into a little bit more. But we are over on Rumble tonight too. So I'll say hi to the Rumblers as well. Rumblers, appreciate you being here with us today. So I want to share some stories that I can't talk about on the air. GE from the Medical Mile. Dark Hawk, what? Give me a little context. What was that? Oh gosh, Liz, look at that. They got the pamphlet out and everything, don't they? You belong here. I mean, it's a hospital. Everybody belongs at a hospital. I don't understand what the problem is. David, good question. Your thought on what happens over the weekend, the 14, 16 cities. Okay, so what this is referring to is the Judy, good to see you. The No Kings weekend event. I think it's largely going to be a bunch of nothing. But I do think there's opportunity for chaos, and I think that's what we're watching play out. Is there are going to be some folks that love chaos, that love evil, that are going to be out there trying to stoke some of that in this environment. I'm praying against it. I think it'd be a good idea for us to gather some people to join and to pray against it this weekend. I will tell you, it's a target-rich environment. It's a ripe opportunity for those that would want to cause chaos. Somebody asked me the other day, "Are you going to be out this weekend? Are you going?" No. 1,500 protests in 50 states. Jason, what that's going to look like is most of those places, a couple of blue-haired weirdos with some signs and maybe props or T-shirts or something, standing on a corner somewhere. That's what it probably for the most part is going to look like. I just want to remind these people, 80 million people voted for Donald Trump. So it doesn't matter what you think about him. It doesn't matter what you think about the policies. It doesn't matter what you think about any of the stuff that's happening. This is a find out moment. The Democrats, and quite frankly, a lot of these other folks that support some of this nonsense have fooled around. We're in the find out period. We didn't get here by by accident. We didn't get here in a vacuum. This stuff did not happen without some sort of pretext. Yes, look at LA over a non-ICE event. They were waiting for anything to move forward with their agenda. I think they actually jumped the gun too. I think some of the stuff that happened in LA, I think they were maybe planning on this weekend. But, I'm not going to be around any of these places. I generally don't do that anyway. And I'm not worried. I'm not living in fear. I'm not giving in to all of that. It is terrorism. I mean, that's what we're watching play out. It is a form of terrorism. These people want to impact political ideology, politics in general, and they want to impact via violence. That's terrorism. Now, the real test for the Trump administration is, are they going to be able to snuff these people out? In other words, are they going to be able to find those instigators, lock them up? Are they going to be able to find the organizers and lock them up? And then mostly, and I think most importantly, are they going to be able to find the people that financed it all and lock them up? Now, that takes quite a bit. Buff Santa, good to see you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you for jumping in tonight over on YouTube. He says, love you, Justin. You're correct as usual. Thank you, brother. Sally, it's all been planned, she said, by the Democrats, because this is the only way they feel like they can get their cause out. Never trust a Democrat walking behind you. Well, it's bigger than the cause. What we're watching right now, and Glenn's rolled this out expertly, and he's been talking about this for years. But we're watching all of these groups come together. The LGBTQ, and I'm not talking about like people who are gay or that's not what I mean. I'm talking about the militant sort of you will bow and bend to us side of these groups, the race baiter groups, the Islamic extremist groups. They're all coming together, the Marxists, everybody, they're all coming together because they have one common goal in mind. They hate, Glenn says Western civilization. I would say America and Israel. But they do. They hate the Western way of life. They hate freedom. That's what they're against. And they're going to come together. Then they'll end up, say they're successful and they wipe us all out. They'll end up wiping each other out next. That's the next piece. Maybe this is exposing it all too. I think there's a lot of people waking up to it. Hey, I have garage sales to hit, Chuck says. Please, blue-haired ding-dongs, stay on the curb. I don't think you're going to have a problem getting from place to place. Unless you're in very specific centric, I'll tell you, Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, there'll be places like that may have some sort of friction and boiling points that we'll see. But if they do this, just realize if they do this, this gives the pretext for Trump and the administration to go in and knock heads in big, big ways. You're right. Now they're using children as human shields out in LA. That's terrorist tactics. Wow, that's incredible. I haven't seen that yet. Finances are probably buried too deep. Well, Sherry, we've already found out. That's a good point. I think they are trying to do that, but they're coming out of the woodwork now. We got Doge looking into USAID. Now we know some of that money was going to fund some of this stuff. But taxpayers in California are funding a group called Chirla, CHIRLA. They're funding a group called Chirla. 70% of the budget for this group, this Chirla group, 70% of the budget comes from California taxpayers. Wrap your head around that one. Governor Gavin Newsom letting this happen. In fact, he's helping get it bought and paid for. It's the Festival of the Nuts weekend. Well, I'm going to be celebrating the 250th birthday of the Army. I'm going to be celebrating Flag Day. It's President Trump's birthday. That's sort of just a side note, but yes, Justin, was the Texas FBI confirmed saving the children. That's right. We had that today. Over 100 children, a couple hundred folks, from what I understand, were arrested, and over 100 children saved in that big mission. I hope Michigan doesn't get back. Terry, it might in certain places, but I am not. Again, I'm not gonna live in fear. I'm not gonna let it get to me, but at the same time, I'm not gonna live in fear. Feel so bad for President Trump. The 14th is his birthday. Yeah, I know. From Dan. Oh, Buff, is that a link or something here? We'll see if I can pick it up. They said Walmart daughter is funding it too. Yes, she is. There's a lot of Soros, a lot of these people behind the scenes. A lot of these people are on the scenes, behind the scenes, working on this stuff. And I got to tell you, it's all starting to come out to light. Now, I think you could make a case through certain laws and the things that we already have on the books that are anti-terrorism, that you go and seize assets. You can go and lock those people up. You can send them to Gitmo if you needed to. I'm telling you, if we draw those lines, now I know you say to yourself, that's a big line to cross, but we are on the verge of, we're either going to save the country and this way of life, freedom, or it's I don't even want to think about it. We are thoroughly reviewing the evidence. Either obey the law or go to jail. There's no third option. Yep. Can't wait for the city to see all the footage of the rescues. Rotten scum. Boycott Walmart and Sam's Club. That's an interesting point. So she owns 2%. Now, I was thinking about this earlier because I thought about it. We talked a little bit about it on the air today, but I don't know if I call for a boycott of Walmart. Because there's nothing that anybody else, even her family members, she's an heiress. She owns stock. I don't know if they can boot her. Maybe she's on a board or something. They could boot her from a board or something. I don't know what they could do to punish her for this type of thing, or say we don't want to be associated with it. Maybe they like that. I don't know. But I can't call for a boycott on something as big as Walmart and Sam's Club. Without digging in and looking to it a little closer. That's right, Don. No one ever will. He, and I'll even say Glenn, but there's so many people that come before us, but Russ is like the one, right? Who really gave us all the footsteps we're all following in, right? I mean, he gave us this medium, talk radio specifically, but now it's all sort of morphed into this thing online, and radio is one thing and it's great, but by the way, it's even bigger. Glenn's been talking about this now, about he sort of forged the way for this digital thing with the Blaze. And I mean, I was a small part of that back in the day with the Blaze radio. That's when I kind of first got my first sort of start in talk radio, was doing fill-in on the Blaze radio network. There's a couple of shows I think I filled in for, maybe Buck Sexton one time. I don't know if that's right or not. Certainly Doc's, though, it was not Doc Thompson. Severinsen. What was his first name? Both Doc Thompson and the Severinsen guy they both passed. Jason says, I don't shop at Walmart anyway, so it's not an issue. Jason doesn't have to go further than his backyard for chickens. Jason, getting the wife closer to chickens. They went to this thing the other day, took the girls to the library. They had this petting zoo thing. And, you could come out and pet all kinds of bunnies, and they had a donkey, and they had some sheep and goats, and the chickens were probably highest on the list. Now they had little chicks and they got to pet those. But I got a picture of Lizzie with a chicken. She's holding a hen, a big hen. And I told her, I go, honey, we're one step closer because I've been pushing. I want those chickens. I got enough of room back here. I could probably put a coop in. We just got to get her talked into it. I'll show you. There's a hammock back there, but there's a little bit of a potting shed, kind of a shed deal. And that woods goes pretty deep. I could clear some of that out. We're kind of in the middle of, in the city in some ways, but we are kind of in a very wooded area. So, hey, Sherry, good to see you tonight. How many reporters will get shot over the weekend? There were 2 so far. You mean shot with the rubber bullets? I'm telling you. I haven't seen any actual bullets. Now, I have seen that they've been doing that. Some of these rioters are bringing actual firearms to the party, which is not going to end well. But I did see a couple of reporters got knocked, like just hit with the rubber bullet. Probably the best is there's a guy on top of a building about ready to throw a firework at a cop. And he gets hit right in the you-know-what. These guys have this aim. Because there's another video of another guy that is running up on cops trying to, I don't remember what he was doing. It's in the street. He's running up trying to do something. And another cop hit him, like, boom, right in the family jewels. Right in the gonads. Jessica says you will get chicken poop on your deck if they are free range. Do you think, Jason, could I do like a pinned area where the chickens run around so they're like free range, but they don't like come up on my deck and mess up my deck? How do you think I should handle that? Man, I've wanted chickens for so long. I was talking to Scarlet Mentality about that today. You go and get your blood work, and they look at, how's everything looking, and she was drawing my blood. We're talking about these chickens, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool! If you get some, bring me some eggs." So yeah, I mean, I could even sell them, guys. I could sell some premium Justin eggs online here. I don't know why Jason hasn't done that yet. I don't know if there's laws against that or what. Fence off the porch. Okay. Have a moving fence. Oh, isn't that what Saladin, Joe Salad, is that his name, does? I've seen that. That's kind of a good idea. Do a pen, Judy says. We got some real chicken people in here tonight, don't we? Rubber bullets. FAFO, Panda says over in the VIP. Be sure to check your township or homeowners association. Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm in the county, but I don't know, and I don't have a home. I learned that lesson. I don't have a homeowners association. The view directly above your head, Dina, looks beautiful. Is that clouds, or you got some spraying going on? Brian's not going to be happy about that. Boycotts work. Have not shopped Walmart and Sam's in decades. Abby, good to see you. Is Trump going to take out Iran? Military sending family members home from multiple Middle East countries. I'm going to talk about, that's a great question. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit when we switch over to just the local feed. And the VIP. I heard other countries that spray a blue permanent dye over the crowds and makes it much easier for them to identify later. I think that was Japan or Korea. And I saw that too, and I loved it. But these guys, these rioters getting hit with the rubber bullets. Terry says, I'm going to borrow my neighbor's cows and take them to a protest. Did you see an EV battery in Florence, South Carolina has paused the building of the building? I think it's Environ something or other. It's connections to Goshen. Oh, that's fantastic. I love those cows. We know where the beef is. I love it. I'm not to the point on cows yet. Now, the kids love all that stuff. But you never know. You can potty train a chicken, but you can't really potty train chickens. Um, that's funny. So Rooster Trump is one of Jason's chickens, and he poops on a newspaper. So that's one smart chicken, very well trained. It sounds like. Joanne said, I had chickens, and my grandma had them when she lived in Detroit, a real small yard with a garage in the back end. Chickens in a pen with a cage area for fresh area. That's cool. Get a roll around pen. Google it. I'm going to have to look into this. I really am. Buff says, Santa says, yes, and you can move the pen around your yard. I'm liking this. Jessica says, my aunt has 43 chickens and gets 1.5 dozen eggs a day. Woo! Hey, Jason, I've never asked you this. How many do you have? I don't think I ever asked exactly how many. I picture it. It's like probably less than 10, maybe a dozen. Some cities will allow hens, but not roosters. There's a bill gathering dust that just needs a signature for statewide to allow chickens. I did see that. I would like that. I don't let my chickens out anymore. Lost too many to a fox, says Cindy. Um, we have lots of deer. I've got a whistle pig. I don't know if you guys know what a whistle pig is. Well, we've got a woodchuck or groundhog that lives like in a woodpile back there. Lots of bunnies. We get some wild turkeys every now and then. Had some bald eagles overhead. Um, some crows that like to come back and squawk back here. Lots of beautiful birds. Cardinals, bluebirds, you name it. We did have some ducks in the front yard the other day, last week, I think it was. But like I said, lots of deer. One of the deer attacked our dog, believe it or not. My wife and the girls were on this hammock, and Daisy, our 100-something pound lab, nothing to, she's kind of a beast walking around this yard, just minding her own business. And a deer came out. I think it was a doe. I saw a video my wife took. The reason she took the video is that she could see back in the woods that doe was kind of stalking Daisy from the woods, following her. And all of a sudden, she races out and jumps on top of Daisy on her back. My girls are still asking me about this to this day. They're like, what happened? Why did the deer jump on Daisy? So the best we can gather is we think that maybe the doe had some babies, some fawns in the back somewhere that she was trying to protect, and she thought Daisy might come after him. I don't know. But we did have that. That's probably the craziest thing we've seen out here. No foxes yet, but I don't doubt that there probably are foxes in this area. I hear this Saturday is Super Soaker Blue Dye Day. Jason does not have room for cows. Animals are a great topic for homeschooling and teaches responsibility. You're right. We love that. And they do 22 hens. Look at that. I thought it was just 10. So, Jason, how many eggs a day do you get out of 22 hens? And is there like a season on this? Because it gets pretty cold in Michigan. I might have to probably put them inside in the barn or something at some point. Sherry, we can see what you're writing. Joanne says, my mama chicken died, and I hatched her eggs in a box with foil, a light bulb, and a bowl of water. Wow. My daughter had 4 chickens. Sherry says, each one laid 2 a day. They were still pretty young. They probably produce better as they get older. Yeah, Judy, that's what we think. Maybe there's a baby closer there. Foxes are serious hunters. Yeah, we have to keep an eye out for that. That would not be fun with the girls trying to explain that. Yeah. Coyotes are in full force here in Caledonia in the Gaines Township area. And he says, you're not far from me, Emmy. Just got a text from Gavin Newsom wanting a campaign donation. Oh, I'm sure. Do you get Orioles? Ross, I haven't seen one yet, but I haven't put out anything. I have seen some hummingbirds. But we don't have that's not like I don't have a hummingbird feeder or anything like that out. Now I do have this red flower out here we just put out here. I don't know what these are. We probably could put a hummingbird feeder next to it and probably get a few. Um, where we go, um, the little cottage my wife's family has. Um, there's one right next to us. This lady, and for years, has had on her porch these hummingbird feeders, maybe 10 or more. And these hummingbirds come, I don't know where they're coming from, all over. And they zoom, 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 and they zoom in and get all this nectar out of there, the sugar water, whatever it is. And it's just wild to watch. It's just incredible. I've never seen anything like it before. I haven't seen that this year, but what does the fox say, Jess? Jason gets about 5 dozen eggs a week. I give most of them away, donate some. That's cool. If you were to sell them, how much do they sell for? And you want to buy a bunch of super soakers and put blue dye and water in them and attend the protest? No, I would stay as far away from that nonsense as possible. We had to say goodbye to your dog 3 weeks ago. We have now seen one woodchuck once and several squirrels. The neighbor will have something ready for woodchuck while we are gone. I'm betting that's like a trap or something, maybe. I might. Oh, well, that's so nice. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. We love being here. I love doing this. Fireside chats are my favorite. Gritter's paying $4 a dozen. That beats to like 7 or whatever we're paying for the bougie, I think they sleep on my pillows. They're organic, free range, pasture raised. My pillow sleeping whatever they get. I don't know. I don't know what she's getting now. It's what we were getting for a while. But really, I really start thinking, especially like farmers market season. Um, it's a lot better to just go that route, or if you know somebody. And we do know a few people. I'll tell you the kind of church we go to. And by the way, you guys are all invited. I am preaching on the 22nd. It's a Sunday, right? All 3 services, 8:30, 10, and 11:30 at New Chapel. Somebody type newchapel.com into the chat for me. newchapel.com. And you guys are more than welcome to come. Love to see you there on the 22nd. I think I got a great message for you. I think it's going to be a freedom message, one for a timeless message for today specifically. There are updates, Jessica, on the Mike Lindell case. And in fact, we talked to Pat Colbeck about that today as we taped our podcast. You can go watch that over on Locals for free. It's already up right now, I believe. But it'll be released fully and widely to everyone this weekend. I think Saturday is when that comes out for everyone. Plus, we'll play a little bit of it on the air. But he had a great update for us, not just on Mike, but also on some other real big election integrity issues. One issue is this. Have you heard of this voting? This ranked choice voting? It's a complete scam. It's a complete scam. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Bonnie. Guys, click share on the chat or on the stream if you haven't already tonight. I appreciate you helping us out get there. I was going to tell you too. They're going to try and pass this ranked choice. It's going to be a ballot initiative, kind of like Axe My Taxes, right? It's going to be a ballot initiative. So we got to fight against that. It's a big one. Because if they get that through, you think the cheating's bad now. Just wait. Just wait. So today, and I've got to pick the winner. I'm going to go through, and I'll announce the winner tomorrow morning for our the folks that shared, everybody that reposted, shared, and whatnot this morning on the regular stream, the behind the scenes live stream. I was ditching, trying to get out quickly so that I could get to Pat, and I completely forgot to pull that name. So I'll have that. Adam will pull that for us, and we'll have that tomorrow morning. And we might even do it again tomorrow morning. Joanne paid $5 for fresh eggs, and she believes the guy passed away this morning. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, what I was saying about the eggs in my church is like we were walking through Saturday, and I could tell, it's like, you go to a good church when there are several people walking through with eggs, carton of eggs that they brought and got from their friends and folks that are going to church there. It's really funny. Fresh chicken eggs last longer than store-bought, Jason says. That's a good point. That's a good point. Lead. I got you. Lead, Dina says. Now that makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world now. I didn't, I've only seen this whistle pig a few times this year. It's been a while. But we had a real bad chipmunk problem out here. We do not any longer. I'll tell you, it's a real easy thing to do if you want to try and do this. I did not have time or the energy or the want to mess with them. Our neighbor has done this by building these traps with buckets and water, and then they each go up this ladder into this bucket, and then they have a not so fun adventure in store for them when they get in that bucket of water. But we had a company come out, Tough Turf Mole Busters, and they're sponsors on the program. They did a great job. Not only do the moles, they do they do all kinds of yard stuff. They do chipmunks, all kind of like those type of things. But they also do mosquito stuff and all of that. Did you tell us what you told us not to let you forget? Yes, I just did. That was the thing about picking our winner for the Freedom Fam VIP from sharing yesterday, or this morning rather. So we'll have that person tomorrow, and we'll probably do another one tomorrow too. So I'm going to scoop over to locals here in just a minute, folks. If you want to join the party, love to have you there. I'm going to get into this question because it's floating around right now, and it's pretty big. There's some question on it. We'll probably talk about it a little bit tomorrow too, but I'm going to give you my unfiltered opinion tonight. There's some drums of war that are beating right now, and I don't remember who asked me this. Somebody over on the Locals Freedom Fam VIP asked me about, is there going to be a strike on Iran or what? And there's a couple of things that recently come out that are making people think that there's going to be some movement, and maybe even something happened this weekend. Something to think about. By the way, it's probably suffice it to say, but if you haven't already checked out preparewithjustin.com, My Patriot Supply, go do that. They got all kinds of goodies there, food and all kinds of good things, right? In fact, hang on, let me grab this link real quick. They have this really cool solar generator. I'm looking at it now. I'm thinking about pulling the trigger on it. The after party. That's what we'll call this. The after party of the fireside chat. I want to get into that. Plus, I'm going to give you a chance to ask me anything on some other questions. Sheriff Crawford, I read that too. Just can't remember what year I thought it was. So anyway, we're back with more of that tomorrow. We've got election integrity updates from one of the guys that was actually in the hearing they just held in the House. We're going to get to that tomorrow. And there's some more Michigan bills that would like to make it tougher for like these Chinese scholars or students to come in at the University of Michigan do their research, and of course, bring all kinds of biological weapons with them and whatnot. So those are big stories tomorrow. We're following those. We'll get to more of that tomorrow with you as well. So that's it. JustinBarclay.com/locals. JustinBarclay.com/locals, or just click that link there in the chat if you want to come over and hang with us in locals. I'm going to answer all these questions for you and give you the scoop about whether I think we're going to war or not coming